Hi, my name is Ghankd, and this is Plague Chunk. I locked myself to West Ardougne until I completed every single task. I managed to escape, and now I have 3 new chunks, and within them is a challenge that even the wiki doesn't think is possible. I have one clue, and that's the Chunk Picker website. It believes I have access to this, a chicken. But according to the wiki, there's no chickens in my chunk. So I need to find a way to spawn this NPC in order to complete my tasks. Then I can move on, rolling new chunks, unlocking new grinds, and exploring the map, one chunk at a time. Welcome to Plague Chunk. Welcome to episode 2. I'm just exploring in the background and I found a couple of interesting things in these chunks. First off, and most important, we have access to a bank, which is big. We also have the combat training camp that doesn't seem to be available to us right now, some wolves and hobgoblins, and the main event being the goblin caves. But let's talk chunk tasks. With 3 new chunks, we actually have a relatively short list within them. First off is our skilling tasks. This consists of wielding a steel weapon, cooking a baked potato, cutting and burning a willow log, then we fletch and equip a willow shield. Then for our best in slot items, we'll be digging around for some clue hunter gear. For our best in slot all round gloves, we'll be looking for our new best in slot melee two-hander, being the steel spear from the hobgoblins. Then the trusty old goblin will be providing us with a dash and red cape to round off our biz list. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to get straight into the video. Let's start things off strong and get one of our best in slot items. Alrighty, we have our trusty spade, and let's run over to get the clue hunter garb. Now, I believe that this is the gloves and boots. I think it's this tile here, or maybe it's that one over there. Hey, there we go. Best thing, I am just realising that those give bonuses, making them best in slot for us. Do the boots give them too? Let me just up. They do indeed. Best in slot fashion escape, best in slot items. Look at that. Oh, wow. Did they change my player model? Yeah, it looks like they give me some sort of shadows on my boots. Do you see that? On my calves, sorry. Nice, okay. Leather boots are getting binned, that's for sure. Now, let's head over to the bank, put everything away, and we'll go over to the goblin cave over there and start a goblin apocalypse. So, we originally came in here when I was exploring my chunks earlier on. I didn't actually see what was in here, so let's explore it together. So we've got some bats. Those are level 27. Now, are they actually aggressive? That'll be interesting to find out. Ah, yes, they are, so that could get annoying. Now, we've got dungeon rats. Any significant drops? Doesn't look like it, just bones. We have our goblins, which will drop our red cape. Not this one, apparently, but do these drop anything of interest to me? Not really. Oh, okay, so it looks like there's actually 2 types of goblins. One's armed and the other's unarmed. How do you tell the difference? Now, let's just pause for a second, because I want to give you an insight on how my brain works in this situation. At this point, I thought about a joke. The joke being 2 goblins being opposite each other, maybe one pulling out a gun and popping a few shots off, then the other goblin going, oh shit, he's armed. And then I decided, not even the worst joke I could make. How do I tell the difference between the 2? Well, here's an armed goblin, and here's an unarmed goblin. Yep, the goblin with no arms. Took me an hour to edit that. So, I'll have to figure out which ones are which, but for right now, it doesn't look like these drop anything too interesting to me. Are there more goblins in here? This goblin looks like... Did that goblin just attack me? I'm level 42. How is that even aggro? Okay, more goblins over here. Little alcove. Goblin guards. Those are definitely to do with the quest. I don't remember the name of it right now. Let's run by these bats. Level 27. They're aggro. Aggressive. Nothing in this little... Oh. Crack. You can't seem to squeeze through the crack. Ah, you must be like... Must have to be goblinified. Is that a word? From the quest. But yeah, I can't really see anything. Yeah, that's aggro again. Can't see anything else too interesting. So, I guess we just get started murdering these zombies. Not zombies. Goblins. Yeah. Let's just start attacking goblins and see what we end up with. Alright, so I had a further look around and it looks like this little northwest corner over here is going to be our best spot for killing the armed goblins. Now, in terms of upgrades here, we only have the red cape, which is a chunk task. However, they also drop a couple of items. We've got the bronze scimitar and the bronze spear. Well, that's an ensouled goblin head. We're not going to use that for a very, very, very long time, I'm guessing. But yes, the bronze scimitar and the bronze spear. Now, neither of these are better than our iron mace. I originally thought the bronze scimitar would have been better, but the iron mace has a higher accuracy as long as it's on crush, plus 1 higher strength level, strength bonus. So, oh, and you can't forget the prayer bonus. There's some bronze javelins. However, as soon as I get a bronze spear, I'm most likely just going to use that. Just for a little while to change it up. Plus, with controlled experience, it'll give us a couple of passive defense levels, and it's not too much difference from an iron mace. So I may as well use that. That way we get some extra defense levels. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We've got an inventory of bones, and we're about to get the first level of the episode. 18 prayer. Oh, of course I managed to miss it. Let me bury all the rest of these bones. But yeah, 18 prayer, the first level on the account. Or on the episode, sorry. Exciting stuff, exciting stuff. Ooh, now that is a beginner clue scroll. Now, I absolutely love clue scrolls and I'd love to be able to do this, but beginner clues are all in free-to-play areas of the map, and those are like an eternity away from us to be able to complete them. So, although it's a shame, we're never going to be able to do a beginner, at least for a long time. But I'm going to keep this in my bank and hold on to it just for pure nostalgia when we look back on it. And with one of these bones, we are now level 19 prayer. Finally unlocking a new prayer in the prayer book. Now, it's not overtly useful, is it? I mean, it doesn't at least seem useful to me right now. I can't imagine anything stat reducing that I would use it on. At least nothing that immediately comes to mind. But it's shiny and new. It's time, however, to get back to our regularly scheduled programme of Goblin Genocide. Ooh, there we go. There's another clue. And it's an easy this time. The first one, will it be completable? Let's check. Yeah, no way. That's all the way over in Varrock Apothecary. It's forever and a day away from us. Not completable. Oh, it's impossible. I hate dropping clues, but this one's going on the ground to despawn, unfortunately. That hurts my heart. I love doing clues. Let's discuss clues for a moment. Now, we've already discussed the beginner clues. Every single step is in free-to-play zones, and our chunks are just nowhere near those. Straight up, dead content for Plague Chunk. Easy clues, however. drop at a rate of 1 and 1 to 8 from goblins, and we do have a singular step out of 167 completable in my chunk. And that's this step here. Search the crates in the shed just north of East Ardougne. Easy clues would provide us with really good rewards. They could provide us, for example, our first armour and some weapon upgrades, as it drops from the black armour and weapon table pretty commonly. Plus, you've got things like willow bows and the studded armour pieces, air staffs, magic amulets for mage. Then there's the runes and the unique drop table too, but at 1 and 1 to 8 for the scroll and only 1 out of 167 steps completable, I did the calculations, and one step would take 21,376 goblin kills. Once you start adding those up, it gets crazy. A single casket would take me about 85,504 kills at the higher end, and then even averaged, the completion being only 3 steps, 64,128 goblin kills. Now, as you can imagine, not tenable. There's zero need for me to do it right now, so I'm afraid no clue content. But, depending on chunk rolls, that could change really, really fast. Characteristically missing another level, there is 20 prayer this time. I swear I have an excuse. I'm just receiving bones at such a high rate compared to back in West Ardougne, where the zombies were just taking such a long time to kill. Here, kill the zombie, literally berry. So, 20 prayer. Next prayer is rapid heal, which should be much more useful than rapid restore at least. Okay, wait. Okay, I have another excuse. This time it's better. Controlled experience with the bronze spear is making me... It's weird, and I forget that I'm getting defense experience. So there's 22 defense. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I would like to apologize. I have no words. Like, I literally thought in my head, I am not going to miss another level. I'm going to be so good at this. It's going to be incredible. And less than, I don't know, 30 seconds later, I missed another level. There's 38 hit points, guys. And an apology. At this point, I started to think about my skilling grinds. Now, we have the obvious, which is fletching and firemaking grinds. Those are solved. We have a tinderbox, we have a knife. We don't have to worry about that. But then I started thinking about cooking. How was I going to get 7 cooking in order to cook the baked potato? Now, level 1 cooking instantly had me thinking about cooking chicken. So I checked the activity advisor in the Chunk Picker website, and it said raw chickens in the Goblin Cave. So I checked in the wiki to try and find any source of raw chickens. None. Zero. Zilch. Goblins? Nope. No raw chickens on either the armed or unarmed versions. Bats? Definitely not. And the dungeon rats were the same. No source of raw chicken. Okay, maybe it was elsewhere in my chunks, but no. No mention of any chickens in any of the chunks I had available. Now, if you open up the wiki at this point, however, you'll spoil it for yourself. But this is our impossible item. It just did not exist on the wiki. So, originally I just chalked up to a bug and I'd bring it up to the Chunk Picker website creator. But this was my first clue, and from this point now, there will be another clue in the video. One that I didn't spot until I was rewatching and editing all the footage for the episode. Now, if you think you know or see the clue, post it in the comments before I reveal the discovery and see if you were right. I'll maybe pin a comment called Spoiler Gang so others don't get spoiled, so look for that one. But for now, we move on. We'll solve the mystery later, and we can come back to it and see if we were correct. There we go. It's on the ground. The red cape. Oh, this is going to look so good. The first back slot on the account. Oh, what an absolute sight. The fashionscape is on point. Let's kill another goblin. The red one. Just see if we can get it back-to-back cape. The suspense is killing me. I see. Okay. Well, let's go and do some skilling. I reckon we go and smash out some of the skilling required for the chunk. I'll see you there. And here we are, just finishing up a Bob the Cat random. Now, I was really surprised by the experience last time, in the last episode. 600 odd experience I'm expecting here. Is that... I can't remember if that's correct, but we're just about to find out. How much is it? Oh, I must have XP drops off, but we got up to level 10. Let's go! From level 7 to 10. Easy days. Excellent. Alright, well, okay. You know me. I love a level up montage, so... montage time. Here's the first levels. Level 25 woodcutting. Let's go! And I missed a level, of course, because it's on character, and if anything, I am true to myself. But there is 15 fletching. There's level 30 woodcutting, and we can now cut willows. Let's go! Wasn't expecting this, but I'm interrupting the level up montage for a bird's nest. What we're going to get? A maple tree seed. Nice. Level 20 fletching. Level 35 woodcutting. Level 25 fletching, meaning we can move on to oak longbows. So I wasn't planning on showing level 27 fletching, but it's a total level of 250. And incoming is only the second level 40 on the account. That's right, it's woodcutting, level 40. Let's go! And we are ending the montage there with level 35 fletching, allowing us to fletch willow shortbows. Now, let's go grab ourselves a nice willow log. I believe the nearest willow tree is that one over there. Oak longbows, efficient scape, here we come. But yeah, we have had the ability to, and the level, to chop willow logs. But I've been at this for about 4 hours. So let's grab our first willow log and chunk task. When it's ready. Chunk task. Chunk task completed. There we go. Nice little willow shortbow to celebrate. So I've been fletching and woodcutting for just over 4 hours at this point, and I've decided that it's time for just a little break, at least from the skilling. I've got this final inventory of willow logs that I had left to cut, but I think it's time to go see the hobgoblins. Now, there are 2 variants, and I need to figure out which one is which and which one drops the steel spear. And yeah, then we're going to formulate a plan and see if we can look for the next chunk task to be completed. Oh, and here comes a fletcher level. That is 36 fletching. So the footage in the background just shows me in the West Ardougne general store. Selling some of the fletched bows and then buying some meat pies for some good food in quotation marks before we tackle the hobgoblins. I could have went for salmon. Those heal for 9 HP in a single eat, but they were more expensive than the meat pies, which heal for 6 per bite, meaning I get 12 HP from a single infantry spot and are cheaper. So that was my sort of logic behind buying the meat pies over the salmon. Alrighty, we are out here where the hobgoblins are. I can see a mounted terrorbird, but our prey are these, the level 28 hobgoblins. I'm going to tag these. The 42s we can ignore. We can ignore those. But we're looking for any level 28, sorry, and we're going to tag those and essentially just get straight to killing. It's only the level 28s that have our best in slot weapon, that's the steel spear. So let's hope we don't go as dry as we did at the zombies. I believe the hobgoblins dropped this at a 1 in 64. So if we go 500 dry, we'd be extremely unlucky. And on that last kill there, I managed to get a steel dagger, which technically, if I wield it as a chunk task, I think I'm going to wait, however, because it's not an upgrade for me. So what I'll do is I'll just wait for the steel spear. That way I can tick off 2 chunk tasks at the exact same time. But what this clip is a attack level and combat. So we're 44 combat and 40 attack, allowing us to actually wield rune weaponry if we ever get some. I should have been recording, but here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We have a steel spear. I thought it was the iron spear, and by clicking that, we now complete 2 chunk tasks. Equip a steel weapon and equip the best in slot steel spear. Let's go. I think now it's time we go back to the fletching grind. It wasn't a very long break, only 20 odd minutes, I reckon, maybe half an hour maximum, but a break nonetheless. So we go back feeling refreshed and get some more levels out the way. Let's go. Here we are. We've just gotten a Quizmaster random and a mystery box. I guess we just open it straight away. Mithril Scimitar. Okay, it's a lamp, but straight into Hunter, baby. Straight into Hunter. We are almost level 2 Hunter. It's going to require 3 Hunter lamps. So 3 more lamps put in a Hunter. But if we get, say, a tome from a Quizmaster random, then that will give us 15 experience, which means we'll only need 1 more lamp. 41 fletching is very close by. And that means, as we run back to the bank here, you're going to get to see it. And I won't miss it, I promise. Then it will just be the final, penultimate level. That's level 42. So we can get the Willow Shield, the best in slot mage and range. No, just mage shield. So here we go. 41 fletching. And I guess, rather than getting 42 right now, another break, another change up, we'll do some fire making training. I won't bore you with every level, but expect some quick fire making progress. Here we go. 5, 10, 15 fire making, and that unlocks the ability to burn oak logs. Oh, now this is interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because this is our first maze random. Now, maze randoms, those for 1 chunk men, they have a specific strategy. So let's go find out what that is. Now, the usual strategy that we all know and love for the maze random is you complete the maze, but as fast as possible. You're on a timer, and the less time you take, the more rewards you get at the end, noted by the percentage here. The rewards are these. However, there's also chests along the way, and these have goodies inside. Usually you click 1 or 2 on the way through to the middle of the maze, but the rewards are different to those in the middle. Plague Chunk has a specific issue that, although not affecting us right now, it might become a big issue in the future. 0 access to rune shops, meaning magic could take a very long time to train. But inside these chests, well, there's lots of runes. And some sweaty little nerd figured out a technique to maximise your time looting these chests. See, every time you click on one of these chests, the percentage stops ticking down, meaning as long as you stay in dialogue with it, it doesn't tick down the percentage until you start another dialogue. You can stay in here for up to 2 hours just clicking the chest every time it closes, maximising the runes that you receive. Anything that can't fit in your inventory goes straight to the bank instead, meaning you can do this with a full inventory and not worry about anything being lost. Perfect for stocking up on those runes and early game Zotians. So I sat there for 2 hours, clicking this chest like a little sweat, and hated every single second of it. Moving on. And in 2 more logs, here comes 25 fire making. We're making gains. 5 more levels to go. I reckon we'll maybe get 1 woodcutting level on the way there too. And then we'll be finished with the skill and grinds outside the cooking. And as promised, here is 49 woodcutting. We just have a couple more fire making levels to go. Let's do this. And here is the final log for 30 fire making. We are done with skill and leveling for now. It's time to go look at our cooking grind. So we need level 7, which means we're going to have to get some cooking levels. And I believe the answer is in the Goblin Cave with the giant rats. Ah, the Goblin Caves. It may be the quirkiest cave there is in old school RuneScape. We've already encountered one of these quirks, being that some of the goblins are aggressive and they attack you regardless of combat level differences. But the rats, that's when the cave shows its true colours. There's our garden variety rats that we are familiar with in West Ardougne. Although the ones in this cave may have a different regional accent for all we know, they aren't different. But the dungeon rats, now those are curious. When I first killed them, I only got bones and was really confused. Then I killed a few more, and some rat meat dropped to the floor. I couldn't really explain what was going on. Then as I was killing more, I eventually made the connection. All the rats that were dropping just bones had some missing part of their tail. But a single rat that had a full tail, that was the one that was dropping the raw meat. Which means that instead of munching on a big juicy rat burger after having virtual reality sex with Sandra Bullock like a real man, great movie by the way, that in the world of Gillinor, I have to puree the inside of a rat's tail to make some sort of phony rat steak? Any statements here, Jagex? Anyway, cut to the footage of me hopping worlds for my tail steaks. Alright, so I finally figured it out. If we have a look over here, for example, see that? That rat right there just has the tiniest tip of its tail missing. And then the one right in front of me here, that has almost half of its tail missing. But this one is the one that's got a full tail. And it's the only one that's got a full tail. So I'm going to tag it. And we're going to have to wait until it respawns. But there is the raw rat meat. Which is weird, which means that every other dungeon rat, that is, they must have full tails. This must be actual Jagex / Gillinor old school RuneScape lore. None of these rats have any meat because it's stored in their tails. Horrific to think about, horrific to think about. Okay, so that took, oh god, that took like, what, 30, 40 seconds to respawn? I think we're just gonna pop a bunch, grab as many of these meats as possible, and yeah, we will come back once we've got enough meat and start cooking it to get level 7. Alrighty, so we got enough rat steaks to cook here. We've also got our willow log, and that means we'll be able to cook to get to level 7, plus a little bit more, just in case we burn any. Just double checking there's not a range over here, just in case we can use a range, but I don't see any. Right here beside the potatoes, we can literally light our log, start cooking our meat, and yeah, pick the potato right afterwards. Here we go. Level 2 cooking. This could take a little while. Hopefully we don't burn too many and just get to... Uh-oh. Okay. I started getting really scared. So hopefully we don't burn too many. We get enough level 3 cooking. We get enough to completely finish the levels here. And we just instantly cook the potato. There's 2 burned. Oh, and I guess this was a chunk task completed. That's the first willow log that we needed to cook. Level 4 cooking. The first willow log we need to light. Yeah. I just realised that we are burning an awful lot of these. Oh god, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Please don't. Come on, don't ruin the clip, Jagex. Please. Oh no, I'm gonna have to get more rat meat. This is really embarrassing. This is really goddamn embarrassing. I'm not even level 6. Well, back to the caves, and may as well pick up a potato while I'm here. Back to the caves, and yeah, we shall go get another inventory so we don't look. Oh, account ruined. Sorry. And we'll get another inventory of rat meat so we can get to level 7. God damn it. God damn it. So after that embarrassing fiasco, I have come over here to West Ardougne, and I found a nice little fireplace and realised that we could probably cook some rats on there. So this should get us to definitely level 7 this time. Oh god, here we go. Okay, level 6. And then we can instantly use the baked potato on this fireplace. Sorry, the normal potato to make the baked potato. God, please don't do this. If I have to go get another inventory of rat meat, I'm gonna flip my lid. Oh my god. Okay, it's 50-50, right? Hey, level 7. Let's cook the last one. Yeah, there's a baked potato message. And yeah, we burned it. Classic. Okay, let's finish the chunk tasks here. We need to bake that in an oven. Alright, we need to find some sort of range. The problem is the one to the north, I believe it's actually stuck behind some biohazard requirement. I'll have a quick check around, but I don't think there's another range for us. I really don't. Now, in the background, you can see me searching around West Ardougne for a range. Now, there was one, as I said, to the north, but that range is actually locked behind the biohazard quest. So, I got in contact with Source Chunk on Discord. He's the creator and maintainer of the Chunk Picker website that so many of us revolve our accounts around. Here's how that conversation went. Hey Source, looks like I've got a bug. I can't actually cook a baked potato in my chunks as there's no range. There's one in West Ardougne. Yeah, but that one's locked behind biohazard, so I think it just might be an edge case. Oh, and once I backlogged that, the pickers said cook a cooked chicken to get a burnt chicken, but there's no chickens in my chunk, so that's a bug too. Okay, I'll look into that for you, Plague. Thanks for bringing it to my attention. As for the chicken, check the boxes. What? What does that even mean, check the boxes? Well, now's the time, ladies and gentlemen. The big reveal. Did anyone spot the clue I was talking about near the end of the Red Cape saga? Well, I was telling you there was going to be some sort of clue from that point on. The clue itself was actually playing in the background. Right here. I spawned a spider from this box. Now, it doesn't do it every time, and that was honestly a misclick. But if I spawned a spider, was there other things that could spawn from the boxes? So, I've been killing rats here just for a little while. I was looking to get 30 defense. The Willow Shield requires 30 defense in order to be able to wield it. Which means, yeah, I just came on here to defeat some of the rats. But I'm literally looking at some messages from Source Chunk. I was reporting bugs about having no range. And he suggested that the rats aren't the only source, and that there is a chicken available. And he's just given me this one clue, just check the boxes. It's not these boxes, is it? Okay, no, that just made it. Oh my god, it's a chicken. Oh! Oh! I have spent so goddamn long. How did I not notice that before? Surely when I was exploring the caves, I clicked these boxes like multiple times. What the hell? Why is this not in the wiki? So I decided no one was going to go through that again. Not one chunk man, not any other account. If anybody wanted the raw chicken and it was inside those caves, they knew exactly where to get it. So I went to the wiki, logged onto their Discord, sent a message, new chicken by the way. They said, what? Lots of thank you messages, and yeah, pleasant time. No one was weird. at all. Not one person. So yeah, that happened. Anyway, now that we have the chicken, it's time to finally tie up the last few tasks required for the chunk. Alright, so we're now over here. There's some sprites, some fires that are already in the cave. So I'm going to get one cooking level because why not? Boom, there we are. We are level 8 cooking. Love to see it. And I reckon we just cook the chicken now. There is it cooked. And there is it burnt. Ladies and gentlemen, with that, we have completed a chunk task. Wow. What a weird little item that we had to get. What a stupid little adventure we had to go on. But yeah, while we're cooking the rest of these rat meats, we have to get... Oh, there's level 9 cooking. We have to get Dirty Defense to equip the Willow Shield. So, yeah, we're probably going to stick around for these rats and maybe bash in some goblins. But that was the penultimate task. The final one, Dirty Defense. Let's get it done. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I've just messaged in the clan chat. I've let everyone know this is the final dungeon rat. Level 30 defense. It has happened. We are there. We have completed our chunk. The Willow Shield. There we go. There we go. Oh, look at me. I am a gamer. I am a gamer. Okay. What a weird, quirky little cave. But what a wonderful journey. Let's go and roll some chunks. So here we are in our good old friend, the chunk picker. I have to admit something to you. And it's not good. I messed up. I accidentally rolled off stream or off camera. Now, the bottom right hand side, this is the order of the chunks that I have unlocked. However, I accidentally rolled one more. I done a roll off camera. And that was this one here. The Fishing Guild. It was a complete accident. And I could have just played it off and re-rolled, but the evidence is there. And that would affect the legitimacy of the account. But how it actually happened is I was playing around in the sandbox mode, came back out, went to click on Center Unlocked, and accidentally clicked the chunk picker instead. So, yeah, I'm disappointed in that. But yeah, this is our new chunk, the Fishing Guild. Now, this is a nothing chunk for us anyway. There's no tasks here. Believe me, I've already checked. We don't have the fishing level in order to be able to get into the Fishing Guild, and we don't have any way to train fishing right now. We don't have a net, we don't have any fishing rods, so for right now, we are safe. But it does mean that we do have a 99 fishing grind in the future. So we're going to move on from that right now. There's a couple of things around us that are scary, for example, the Ranging Guild, the coal trucks. Again, I don't think there's anything really up here we need to be scared of. Yeah, start the dwarf cannon. But I don't know if we can actually get access to that through here, or we can get through that gate. I guess we'll find that out. The Ranging Guild is terrifying. That means 99 ranging, obviously. But we've got a bunch of things in here. But I reckon we just go and we just roll another chunk because we know that there's no tasks in this chunk. So I've added a couple of icons. You can see here the red sort of links. Basically, if we get the red links together, it's a bad time. It's the agility training arena in the Gnome Stronghold until we'd get 90 agility to be able to do the Ardougne course. So we don't want those two connected just yet. Then in number 2, that's a death chunk because we'll need to get a curved bone using just ranged. There is I believe it's an ogre. Let's just do it. Let's just pick our next chunk. Making sure I'm recording everything properly. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we begin. Galadriel's Tomb, chunk number 3. Okay, that's an interesting chunk, but I believe it's time, ladies and gentlemen, to end the episode. Thank you for watching episode 2 of Plague Chunk. If you liked the video, please let me know by liking, commenting, or subscribing. Your support on the last episode was absolutely unreal, and I'm so grateful. Here are the stats I reached to complete the episode. To get these stats, we had to annihilate 306 goblins, liquefy 167 dungeon rats, of which only 78 of those gave us tail meat, and finally spooned our biz spear with hobgoblins at 55 kills. And how could we forget about the humble chicken too? Check the description for my Discord if you want to join me on there, and I wish you the very best, and I'll see you on the next episode of Plague Chunk. Bye for now.